everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Jem, and I'm so happy that you're here. Today we are doing another Sims 4 speed build, and this build is located in Brindleton Bay, and the main idea I had for this build was sort of like a Victorian / New England style farmhouse, but I didn't stay totally true to either of those styles. I kind of put my own spin on it, which was a lot of fun, and honestly, I wasn't totally sure if I liked this house at first. I went for kind of a unique roof shape for sure, and I just decided to use some inspiration from the internet and added some white, like, sideways paneling and a basic white fence, and I just tried my best with it. And a common theme that you'll see with this build is that I would try something out and then I would later realize, oh, I don't know if I like this, and I would change it. And so there's quite a few times in this video where I will put something down on the lot and then I will decide to change it a little later. And that's okay, because honestly that's part of the learning process and improving your builds, is realizing, oh, how can I make this better, in my opinion. And sometimes you go back and you take something that you thought was maybe good or a good idea, and then you change it and you make it into an even better idea, if that makes sense. So that's really cool that I was able to do that a few times throughout this build and kind of improve in that way, you know, because like I said a little bit earlier, this was very much a trust the process build for me. I wasn't the most confident about it at first because it just didn't feel like it was coming together until near the end, when I realized, okay, I actually really like this. Like when I added that freeze, I think is what it's called, I really liked how that looked on this particular house. And those tall, sort of pointy trees helped a little bit, added some hydrangeas, and I actually forgot to use like brown dirt shaded terrain paint near where dirt would, you know, probably be on the lot, like under some of the landscaping and things like that. I normally do it, but I forgot this time. But I'm not too worried about it. It still looks good. Here I was trying to make a little like gate, but instead of having fences on either side of that main middle like arched gate, I just used 2 gates from Horse Ranch on either side. And I went back to playing around with the landscaping some more, and I actually didn't create a path for this house's sort of entry area either, which again is something that I usually do. So I don't know, I think I was a little worried about messing up how the grass sort of blends into the sandy areas, and I felt like if I added path terrain paint to it, or a flooring that would work for a path. I don't know how well that would have blended, so I just didn't do one. And I was sort of scrolling through that outdoor sort of clutter section, as you can see, and added a couple things from there, including that fountain and the statue, and I really like those. I don't remember where the fountain is from. I believe it's My Wedding Stories, but I'm not totally sure on that. I decided to kind of extend a little part of the porch, and I decided to put the sort of elevation on the second story so that I could use the grid to draw some fences to sort of act as a little pergola, I think you would call it. Sort of to have that canopy overhead, and I tried to find something to put in between these two windows, and that was actually a pom-pom from high school years. So that was kind of neat. I've never used that object before. And I added some more windows. Something I tend to do a lot is I will place the windows before I actually have the floor plan mapped out. And so I realized that near the end of this build, and tried to sort of get a general idea for like where a bathroom was gonna go, so that I wasn't really placing windows in that area, for example. So that's what I did here. And I also created a little slightly sunken, I guess, living or dining area, but I didn't really furnish the interior for this one. So I don't know, I might do that in the future, but as of right now, the build is posted on the gallery, and I just kind of left it as is with how everything looks on the exterior, and left the interior up for, you know, your own design. So then I added these little, they're not shutters, awnings, that's the word. I believe they're from Snowy Escape, on top of the ones from Cats and Dogs, and I really liked that because I wanted to have the support like on the sides. You see how the awnings are supported? I wanted to have that from Cats and Dogs, but mix and match with the coloration and the roof tiles of Snowy Escape, and that actually worked out really well, and I really liked it. But I only did it for some of the first floor windows, as you can see. And then I was trying to find one more object to sort of place in that empty space above the doorway, but I decided to not put anything there because I couldn't find something that looked good enough. I added this little plant lattice, I think is what it's called, from high school years. I had a couple more trees, and we are done. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really had fun making this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!